Everybody, this is Brett Lewis again with L4 Group, and today we're going to be talking about air conditioning. It's that time of season, and I have with me Steve Ohl, who's the president of RF OHL, located in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. How's it going, Steve?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So I thought today, let me first start out with just a little bit of a kind of trivia thing, and ask you, do you know where air conditioning started, or who invented it, and a little bit of info on that?
Yeah. Actually, it's today. I was kind of thinking about that because it's just such a humid day, and that's kind of how the story came about. Is Willis Carrier, who was back in the early 1900s. He was, thinking about. I guess he saw fog, and he saw how the humidity would hang in the air, and he figured out a way to get rid of the humidity and cool the air, and that was around 1902, and that was Willis Carrier. And actually, the Carrier Corp is still making air conditioning and heat pump units today yet, so um, it's still interesting. Before that, they used to heat with blocks of ice, or cool with blocks of ice and duct work and things. So he kind of revolutionized the whole home comfort industry.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, I can just imagine back in the late 1800s, before central air, or before air units were invented, the productivity in places like government centers and even schools and whatnot. I mean, during the summertime, it's just probably just got so hot you couldn't really work that much.
Yeah, even factories, it had to be brutal back then. And I mentioned blocks of ice. It's interesting because that's actually where tonnage came from. A lot of times you hear the word ton,
Yeah.
and how fast a block of ice melts per hour. It's a ton, the equivalent to about 12,000 BTUs cooling per hour. So it's if you ever wonder when you hear ton, a lot of people associate that was that the weight of the unit. Well, it's just an interesting trivia thing. That's where the word ton comes from.
That's very cool. That's very cool. So before I get into some of the service type questions and whatnot, you want to give everybody a little bit of background about what RF OHL does?
Sure. RF OHL is a heating oil and propane delivery company, and we're also an HVAC full service, full installation. We can do heat pumps, uh, propane, oil, natural gas, wood pellets. We also have a hearth and patio showroom. We install and service propane and natural gas fireplaces, wood pellet space heaters. We have vent-free and vented and direct vent propane and natural gas heaters. And we're also barbecue grills, retractable awnings, and patio furniture. Plus a whole lot of other things that we carry in the showroom, like grill accessories and smokers. So you almost have to come up and see the showroom. There's a lot of things we have up here. It's it's kind of our fun time of the year. Is we're making people comfortable and they're enjoying the outdoor fun. That this is the season to do that. In the winter, it's delivering heating oil and propane, and you just need those products, and it's kind of winter's the winter doldrums. So bringing this in is a lot of fun. You make everybody happy, keeping them cool and letting them have fun outside.
Yeah, especially after the great weekend that we just had, Memorial Day weekend. It's beautiful weather, so it's nice to get outside and enjoy it.
Yeah, it was nice to be out sitting around a campfire and sitting on some nice patio furniture.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so as far as air conditioning goes, we're going to start getting into some pretty hot weather. The air units are going to be kicked on. Can you give our viewers a little bit of information about what they should know, when they're calling about an air conditioning repair?
Yeah, I mean, typically, if you give us a call or you give any HVAC company a call, they should answer the phone. that's a direct sign. You probably want to dial the next person. If you call and you get an answering machine and that's it, you should have some kind of option to get to a live person because let's face it, you're hot and you want to cool off. Some people it's a health issue. They need to be in air-conditioned space, so we'll definitely keep that in mind. The the other thing is response times. You want to just check and see how long it's going to be. Because most times it's usually an hour or so response time, but there are demand times of the year. The first super hot day. If nobody's done their maintenance on the units, and or maybe it's the first time they ever had a breakdown and they didn't really think they knew maintenance, that they needed it. So yeah, the first hot day you can sometimes expect backlogs, but typically, within an hour or so, you'll have a service person there, and like for instance, RF OHL, we are 24/7. So if you need anything, you just give a call. A live person answers the phone 24 hours a day. So that's kind of an important thing. The other thing would be is if there is actually a parts issue. Keep that in mind that you can't carry everything on a service vehicle. So the average parts, I would call it, or most common parts that break down, those would probably be on the service vans. But if it's something that is kind of odd, or maybe it's an older unit that's or something obscure, keep that in mind that you might wait a little bit for that part, or sometimes you can get it that day, but the service technician might have to run for it. We've had instances where homeowners have had a friend do it who lived hundreds of miles away, and they did an installation for them, at a cost, a low cost, which that's fine. But keep in mind that maybe the hundreds of miles away, those units that they installed for the air conditioning are popular and readily available, but in your area they may not be. So that's definitely one of the things that you want to find out from your contractor is, if you're having a new installation done, is this unit readily available, right local here, within, an hour's drive or something, or is it, something that's not local to this area? So that's kind of an important thing too, that particularly, in our area, we have a lot of vacation homes, so people move in from out of the area, they want to bring their contractor with them, which, like I said, is fine. Just make sure that the parts are readily available around your area.
Yeah, it's funny. I never realized that parts like that were regional in some cases. So that's good to know.
Yeah, we've had we've gone out on repairs, and it's a unit that we've never seen, which that happens every once in a while. But then it comes to find out that it could be clear across the country, or maybe it's not even from this country. It could be from Canada. It could be from a different country. Somebody bought it on the internet. So it's there's all kinds of things, and they always say you can get anything you want on the internet. So just keep that in mind. If you end up needing a repair or whatever you purchase, it should be something that's easily available for a repair.
Yeah, that's good to know. So you brought up earlier health, and that's another question that I've heard people talk about, and but basically it is air conditioning healthy for someone?
Oh yes, I mean as long as it's properly maintained, that's really the issue. You want to make sure that you service the indoor unit as well as the outdoor. I mean, many times people don't think about their indoor units because they don't see them, but the outdoor unit they see, so they're constantly maybe thinking about keeping that clean, and they're out there moving. If they see a leaf blow in it or a stick or something like that. But you should have it done annually, and then a service professional come in and take care of the indoor unit and the outdoor unit, and that'll make sure it's clear of any kind of or if they would see any kind of mold or anything like that, you'd want to take care of that. Because it's possible it could be in a duct work or something like that, or a head unit on a mini split. So that'll be easily identifiable if there is a problem. But as far as health issues, I mean, I have asthma and allergies, So in the summertime, on some of the really hot days when it's 90+ degrees, I need to go inside and kind of recoup, and refresh for, an hour or two. And, having air conditioning, particularly if you have some kind of a breathing issue, is important. Um, so it removes the pollen, the humidity, the dust, other debris in the air. It helps keep those under control, and it definitely can maintain the air quality. So it's something that again, a lot of people take for granted if you have it, but once you lose it, most customers are more concerned losing the air conditioning than they are losing heat in the winter, because you can always throw blankets on, but you can't cool off. That's what I hear a lot. So that's even more so. We're aware of that, and that's why we really make sure we strive to get to our customers as soon as we can.
Yeah, I know. It's every now and then I'll lose power during the summertime, and it's in August, when it's hottest, and there's nothing you can do then. And like you said, I'm miserable during that time because, like I said, in the wintertime I can always warm up with more blankets, but in the summer, I'm sleeping on the floor in my basement. So.
Right. I know it gets brutal some of these nights, and last night was I think it was like 70-some degrees, 77 I think it was, and until this morning I woke up, I looked outside, it was 67. So even air conditioning last night on a day where it wasn't super hot, but the humidity just hangs in the air. It's I'm sure we'll be getting calls today. Hey, I didn't sleep so good last night. I want to get air conditioning installed.
Exactly. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit and ask you about green energy. Can you talk a little bit about what the latest trends are in the HVAC industry when it comes to green energy?
Yeah, refrigerants are a big player in that, and it used to be R22 was the standard. Now it's R410A, and the basic difference is that the newer refrigerants use less energy, and they operate at higher pressures. So the oils and things that they use within the motors, they use synthetic oils for the newer refrigerants, and that allows the motors to run with less friction, basically, and they don't heat up as quick, and you're not wasting energy, basically, to move the refrigerant around. So that's really the big key difference. And actually, in 2015, next year, it's a standard that they have to go to the newer refrigerants. So they stopped making the R22, I believe, around 2010. So if you have older units and you have a breakdown, one of the questions you ask is, before I stick several hundred or $1,000 into repairing this unit, should I be upgrading to a newer unit, to meet the newer standards? And it's not that you have to upgrade. It's just that before you sink money into an older unit, think about upgrading it. It's like a car. Most people wouldn't drive a 15-year-old car unless it's a classic. Well, your air conditioning system probably is never going to be a classic. It's
Right.
maybe somebody will admire it and they'll go, "Wow, I can't believe this thing's still running. How much is it costing you a year to use this?" That's kind of what we run into. We've run into some 20, 25-year plus air conditioning systems, but it was amazing that they're still running, and the money that would be saved by upgrading them. It's I kind of joke about it, but it's definitely important for the homeowner to ask, and most of the technicians will point it out, and they'll say, you should probably think about upgrading it. The rule of thumb is, once it's over 15 years old, the advancements they've made and the energy and the technology, you're probably better off replacing it and doing the upgrade.
Yeah, interesting. And like I said, I mean, I'm sure that the efficiency changes in that time frame. 15 years of technology is huge. The way that technology advances year over year. So the savings over the long run, I'm sure, are there.
Yeah, I kind of relate it to the auto. I always relate things to the auto industry because that's something that almost everybody who drives a car or a truck or something, and
Sure.
you hop in a vehicle that's 15 years old, you know you're in that 15-year-old vehicle if you have a newer vehicle. So just the comforts and the technology improvements and all the things that are changed in those 15 years are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So just to wrap up, can you give everybody an idea of, again, you're the service area that RFO covers, how people can contact you, and anything else that you want to throw out there about, what you guys do.
Sure. We cover about approximately a 50-mile radius of Lehighton, Pennsylvania. We cover five counties approximately, and we touch on some other ones, but we're in Lehigh County, Northampton County, Schuylkill County, Monroe County, and Carbon County. We're located on Route 209 in Lehighton, which the address is 400 Interchange Road. We're right next to Wentz's Auto Body. If you're familiar with Lehighton, we're right there. The phone number is 610-377-1098. Our website is www.rfohl.com. And if you go on the website, we also have links to Twitter and Facebook, and you can keep up to date there. And you can also email us. The email is info@rfohl.com. I think I covered it all. We're pretty accessible. You can always just go online and Google RFO will pop right up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and you guys are very responsive online as well. I know that people can place orders with you through Facebook. They can, communicate that way. Twitter, email, like you said, online ordering, all of it.
Yeah, you can schedule a service call online. You can go in and there's dates. If you want to request certain dates or do a tune-up, you can schedule all those things right on our website.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Well, Steve, thanks for taking some time out of your day today to talk HVAC with us, and I look forward to our next video session.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Good.